There, I got it. I got 6 viewers. Yay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to my quiet, lovely, beautiful, peaceful, affordable, comfortable, golfing and currently overcast, a little bit cloudy retirement community, affectionately known as...
Del Boca Vista?
Correct, Frank. A little late on that, Frank. This is the new and reset independent, nonprofit, non-monetized, non-aligned, self-funded, informative, semi-entertaining live DOXX Report. DOXX Report encompasses citizen journalism with commentary, opinion only, only, on topics that interest me. I am a student of truth and self-discovery that has improved my daily living and will continue to do so. The DOXX Report can be found on YouTube and Rumble, live broadcasting only. DOXX Report will remain on X, however, will not be used for simulcasting. That's going to be just for short clips. I put up a couple already. And I don't think it's the proper platform for streaming, for live, shows, hour and a half, 2 hours. Because I went back to the early portion of X and they've deleted. It's just not available. So you know what? I'm just going to do 1 minute, 2 minute clips or something. Now, if I get a 10-minute clip, I'll have to go live it's easier to put it up there than wait to have the video load. So I'll be doing it that way. Email doxreport@fastmail.com. I thank you for viewing, liking, subscribing, and live commenting. Remember, above all, say it with me, keep spiritually centered. Oh, what's that on the screen? Looks like a boarding house to me. Yes, that is the boarding house that one time held the DOXX Report. A man who lives in the past has no future, but I looked it up, and now that railing up above on the second story, that wasn't there when I lived there. But this is 40 years ago. So there was I visited, maybe 20 years ago. I can't remember exactly when, and a couple from Boston had bought it. Now it's something entirely different, but the couple had it. It was a historical home, and they had fixed it up, and they were telling me stories about, and I had my stories to tell. I said I used to live there, but it didn't have that on the second story. It didn't have that railing. So my window is, okay, now this is it's facing west, so this is the west face of the boarding house. Upper left, that would be my room. I believe it was room number 2. So you go up to the door, and it says, the sign was there the whole time. I was there from 1982 to 86. That was during the time of President Reagan. And it said, rooms for men, no alcohol, no girls. And a little German woman was running it, and her husband, they had I could tell you a story on that, kind of a fallout. So he had one of the rooms upstairs. She lived downstairs. So that big window on the left there on the main floor was, that's where she lived. And as you entered, there was a mirror off to the left. It was kind of dark. That was a two-way mirror. I mean, she was watching anybody that comes in that place, which that's her home. I don't blame her. So you go in and you make a left, and you go up the steps. There was room number 1 on the left, which is the one there on the right, upper story. That was Marshall's room. He was there the entire time I was there. He wore a blue jumpsuit, worked at the hospital in the kitchen. He was challenged. Let's just say he was challenged. And then my room was over there on the left. And just now imagine you go up the doors. Now, if the door was open, you'd see a red bed made, and I think that's where I learned to make my bed, really. And I had a little desk off to the right in the corner, and then there was, on the left, there was a beautiful chest of drawers, and because this was her home, basically. I mean, and then a mirror, and I think there was a chair in there, and then the bed it wasn't a single bed, it was it wasn't a queen. It was like a full, maybe, or what else do they call it? And then I was thinking, did I lock the door? Did I have a key? I think I had a key. I don't really remember. And then I thought, well, how did I pay the woman? And I think I would leave the check on the bed. And I never bounced a check. You didn't want to do that. So, but we'll come back to that. We got some comments. Let's see what we got going here. Let's see. Oh, what does DOXX say? Of course, this is for GD down in Argentina. Leadership, discipline, diligence, integrity, civility. Today is Playboy to Go-Go. That's right. We'll probably do it when I get an hour in, I think. Buckle up. There is a surprise. I did get 6 viewers. Justin Forge from Canada. Oh, Canada, what's going on here? You got hammered, man. You don't FA around with President Trump. You got to be serious. Really? Is that true? That's hilarious. Jib Jub. I was watching videos about gophers, and YouTube recommended this channel. Well, I can tell you a gopher story or two. Central Florida. That is public enemy number one down here in Central Florida, at Del Boca Vista. I've had my run-in with one of them. Took me, how many months? 8 months to get him. That's correct. This is it. This is it. Shockingly, I don't even want to tell you what it is now. The famous boarding house, that's true. It is 6 blocks east of the temple, of the Holy Mormon Temple. And I went on Google Street View, and I remember the driveway on the right. That after like one brutal winter, or maybe a couple winters, she gave me parking in the back. And there's that driveway. And then there's a garage in the back. Remind me to tell you a story about that. And then I remember looking at the other house, brick house, on the left of your screen over there. But next to that, they're doing construction. And if you look across the street where there was a halfway house there at one time, now this is all commercial, like plazas and stuff. So I don't know. It was a great opportunity for me. I mean, you can't believe what I was paying. It was, well, again, we'll come back to it. San Martin always shipping. It looks like a halfway house for Dragon. No, that was across the street. And yes, I saw a guy jump out the window. No, this is not with the woman that ran this. No, she ran a tight ship. And now, I went back to school. I was living there. We can get into it. I can tell you what I was looking at my Social Security. Social Security tracks everything that you make. So I was looking at it, and I can tell you what I was making back then. But she was not going to let you get away with anything. And, obviously, and I'm driving. I had a phone put in so I could drive the bus. I get a phone call because I'm working the extra board. So I had a landline put in. And, of course she's going to enter the room. And you got, now let's go back to the room. You go enter the door, and off to the right is a closet. When you open the door, there's a, what do you call it? A rack. And you would get clean towels once a week, and she would change your bedding once a week. How great is that? And I think I would make my bed, because she's gonna. I'm on the road. She's gonna come in the room. You know that. I mean, it's her house. She's gonna do that. But I think I would leave the check out. But we'll come back to this. And I'll answer all your questions. Some people imagine, the only time they see a boarding house or rooms for men is on television. And it's just that the movies and television, they don't. I spent 4 years there. It was fantastic. Justin Forge thinks it looks like a halfway house too. No, it wasn't. No, it was. I admit there was a halfway house across the street, and there was a empty lot there too, and I saw some guy jump out the window. No. Does Mike the Snake remind you of Marshall? No. Marshall was challenged. He was not as functional as Mike the Snake. And the only vivid memory I have of him, he came out of the room, he goes, "Oh my God, it's so easy." I go, "What's so easy?" "To die. I was just out. It is so easy." But he worked at the hospital, and you could have a conversation if you wanted. He would kind of say hello, but he He was there the whole time. I don't know what happened to him, because eventually she sold the house and had to get out of there. Mark T. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Ed Mark T is here. Says, afternoon, docs. Jib Jebs. Interesting. That house is probably... No, we had air conditioning. I mean, I think, as I recall, it was very comfortable. And I put that window there on the left, upper story, I put out a sunflower seeds, and their chickadees would come over, and it was very pleasant. But Salt Lake City in the wintertime is not very fun because it's an inversion. You don't see anything. You don't see the sun for like the entire winter. Well, the porch wasn't there. You couldn't go. I'm not going out the window. She's not going to put up for that. That house is probably pre-air conditioned. You could sleep on that upper porch. No, not at the time, because it wasn't. This has been reconstructed, because the guy from Boston, him and his wife that built it, they had to bring it back up to the original blueprints. So they remodified it. And interesting enough, the interesting thing he told me, because she had all this furniture, it was her furniture, but she had painted it green because she was kind of ashamed of it because it was so old. And he said they're all antiques. And he says, see this here? This green, we took off the green paint, and it was just beautiful antiques. And then I told him my story. I was living here, room number 2. I never told anybody. I didn't tell the other drivers, and I certainly didn't tell my classmates. It was, I would guess, yeah. I would guess. Craftsman style, I have no idea. No idea. Okay, let's get the politics out of the way. Do it here right now. Let me put in a mark. Okay, there's the mark. So let's go to my media. And let's start off by going, where do you want to go? Oh, let's travel with the president. Come on, let's do his world travel. Oh, there he is, traveling. I gotta get my next photo ready. How do I do this? There it is. Oh, everybody's happy. They got a deal. Everybody's happy but Canada. Canada can't get a deal. There it is. Oh, Starmer. He actually gets a ride on Air Force One. There's the negotiating team, the press. And they're off on Air Force One. And there's the EU leader and the president himself, and she has something to say.
We have a deal. We have a trade deal between the 2 largest economies in the world. And it's a big deal. It's a huge deal. It will bring stability. It will bring predictability. That's very important for our businesses on both sides of the Atlantic. It's 15% tariffs across the board, all inclusive. The investments Mr. President just described, that going to go to the United States, and the purchases over there. Indeed, basically the European market is open. It's 450 million people. So it's a good deal. It's a huge deal. Yeah. Was tough negotiations. I knew it at the beginning, and it was indeed very tough, but we came to good conclusions for both sides. So again, congratulations and many thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And she had more to say.
I want to thank President Trump personally for his personal commitment and leadership to achieve this breakthrough. He's a tough negotiator, but he is also a deal maker.
A deal maker. But, not everybody's happy. There's real darkness in the world. Coming out of Ireland, real darkness. Let's see if we can get this person. We need somebody with a voice. Robert, see if you can call her out.
Oh, Rosie, oh, girl, oh, Rosie, oh, girl.
There she is, America's actress, television star, movie star, comedian. Comedian? I don't think she has a sense of humor. Did you ever think she was funny? But she's in Ireland. She certainly isn't happy. You know, I should give her, you know what, Rosie, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to give you 10 minutes, okay? You got 10 minutes.
Well, hey everybody, it's 7:30 in the morning. Tuesday all day, as my nana would say, and it's finally raining here in Ireland. I've been here since January, and really since the spring, it's been sunny almost every day. And I say to people, this weather is gorgeous. They're like, don't get used to it. Rosie, it's not going to be like this. Don't think it's going to be like that. And it's been like that almost every single day. You know, it's glorious. It really is. So how is everyone? Are you all right? Yeah, I'm okay. Don't worry about me. I'm good. I'm safe here in Ireland. I'm out of the reach of the tangerine Mussolini. And, you know, I'm feeling good. I have to say that I was expecting him to do something as absurd as he did for a few reasons. Number one, I read Project 2025. Number two, I've had 20 years of abuse from him, so I knew it wasn't going to stop. And number three, I know myself well enough to know that I wasn't going to shut up. I knew that coming to Ireland would keep me safe, and getting out of the United States was a necessity because my heart couldn't take the pain of what he was going to do and what he in fact actually has done. And, you know, when I got a message from my friend Victor, who said, did you hear it about it? I'm like, about what? He's like, did you see it? I'm like, don't know what you're talking about. And I was watching tennis, I believe it was Saturday. And there it was, you know. And you can't take away someone's citizenship. They have to renounce it themselves in the Constitution. So, you know, I'm not that worried. However, the Supreme Court has given him unbridled powers. And I believe that his dementia forces him to think that he actually is a king. And we don't have kings in America. It's why we started America, not wanting to have kings. No monarchy. Liberty and justice for all. For all people in the United States. And what's going on in the White House and in our government and in the streets of LA and all over the country with these ICE roundups. You know, they're paying people a $40,000 signing bonus to become one of this Secret Service for Trump. Trump's SS, right? To do his bidding illegally. And when you get to The Hague, all of you ICE members, all of you former insurrectionists, when you get to The Hague and they ask you why you were doing what you were doing, tasing farm workers, tasing immigrants working at Walmart, putting people in prison camps that were concentration camps, cutting public safety nets. It's insanity. It's truly insane. And it's going to take what it took in South Korea for everyone to get in the streets and not to leave. And I know we all have lives and children and our own fears. And how do we do that? How do we do that? Well, we have to do it. We have to do it in order to stop him and stop the GOP, which is, you know, guys protecting pedophiles. That's the GOP, guys protecting pedophiles. It should be the GPP, guys protecting pedophiles. And some women too. Some women who, I can't even believe it. It was young girls that Epstein's island catered in, where he went many, many times. And to say, yeah, we're going to release the Epstein files. Yeah, the Epstein files are on my desk. Oh, yes, any minute we're going to release. There are no Epstein files. That was the next claim. There are no Epstein files. There's no list. He's not on the list because there is no list. And then the best one was the most recent one where he said, it's a plot by the Democrats. It's a hoax. Everything's a hoax that involves him and his guilt. It's a hoax. His favorite word. And you know, he gets stuck on words because now he only has a vocabulary of like 100 words. And he keeps repeating them over and over and over. And, you know, look up temporal frontal lobe dementia. Look it up. Look at all the symptoms. Look at what behaviors happen when somebody is in the throes of that. And then look at Clunk's. Look at Trump's recent actions. I think the man is in the throes of that. And, you know, it wasn't right when Biden was kind of losing his marbles and the Democrats tried to protect him until that horrific debate experience where we all saw it for our very own selves and with our very own eyes. And that was one of the most depressing days that I can ever remember, the day of that debate, when I just started to cry and said, he's going to win again. He is going to win. And shame on the Democrats for not getting in there sooner and telling Biden that he was too old to run. You know, what is our country's fascination with letting these nearly octogenarians run our world? You know, you don't let grandpa at 80 years old use the electric knife on the turkey, right? But we're going to give this guy the nuclear codes? This man who thinks he can subvert the Constitution at every turn and get away with it, and thanks to his disastrous Supreme Court, they're letting him. They're giving him carte blanche. A criminal, convicted felon, sexual abuser. They're giving carte blanche. A man with no morals. And the poor people who follow him, some of them, you know, out of hatred and racism and misogyny and white nationalism, they follow him out of every bad thing that you can ascribe to Americans. And others because they were fooled. They were lied to. Fox News is not a news channel at all. It's an entertainment show where they make up things, and they had to pay millions of dollars in fines for lying to the American public, but that still isn't enough. People still listen to Fox News. He listens to Fox News. I was thinking, what did I say that might have triggered him to threaten to take away my citizenship? And then I saw a TikTok about the day before Fox News had taken one of these TikToks and where I talked about the floods in Texas and how horrible that was and how horrible it was when Musk and Trump cut all of the social safety nets that were in place, like warning people and people predicting storms and getting the warning out soon enough, and how we do FEMA, how we run federal emergency management. But, you know, now it's like states, you're on your own, and boy, oh boy, that's not going to work. So it was Fox News lying and distorting, and that's what it was. I also mentioned him in the Epstein files, and Katie Johnson, 13-year-old, testified that she had been raped by Donald Trump, and then was threatened and scared and pulled her testimony, and, you know, very, very unbelievable. It's like a futuristic dystopian novel, and we're living it, right? Americans, which I will always be. I will never renounce my American citizenship. I am waiting happily for my Irish citizenship so that I can be a dual citizen, but I will never renounce my American citizenship, ever. But I'm good, so don't worry about me. And thanks for all the support, everyone. It's been very beautiful and very touching. So thank you for that. All right, I gotta go. 10 seconds. Just remember, a tick-tock and don't stop.
All right, there. I gave her 10 minutes, uninterrupted 10 minutes. Now, do you think I'm going to unpack all of that? No, go back to the darkness, Rosie. Donald J. Trump, July 12th, 9:42 a.m. Because of the fact that Rosie O'Donnell is not in the best interest of our great country, I am giving serious consideration to taking away her citizenship. She is a threat to humanity and should remain in the wonderful country of Ireland. If they want her, God bless America. Can't you take a joke? Apparently not. But he had more to say. He sat down with the fabulous Amanda Devine, New York Post reporter, to discuss Rosie even further. And I always get this wrong. She has a podcast. It's Pod Force One. In fact, I'm going to write that down so I can type it out. CE 1. And let's have a listen.
Sitting in this lovely room next to the ballroom with a view out over the Irish Sea, and there's a big rock out there that's called Paddy's Milestone because it's halfway to Ireland.
Right.
Now, who went to Ireland but Rosie O'Donnell to escape
that's too
you?
bad.
So
I feel so badly for them. No, she's so bad. But,
Are you happy she's gone? And Ellen DeGeneres?
I mean, I don't think of it. It's funny. I did Ellen's show numerous times, but, they just get into the mood, I guess. It's, I don't know what's happened to them. You take a look at them, it's like, what's going on?
Trump derangement.
But it's Trump derangement syndrome. But you don't know why. I mean, the country's doing better. As I said, it's the hottest country in the world right now. And you'd think they'd be happy. And I sort of, with a little fun, said, well, we're thinking about not allowing Rosie back into the country because she's very bad for our country and things. And she's gone crazy. No, she's a different kind of a person.
She's more famous than she ever was.
Oh, she's probably doing better than she ever did. Yeah, she never did great, but she's doing better than she ever did.
Yeah.
It's sort of funny. I guess it really, the big moment was the debate, when we had the debate. And I said, only Rosie O'Donnell, when they mentioned lots of bad things. I said, only Rosie O'Donnell.
And the whole audience burst into laughter.
But it's funny. You're right. She may be doing better than ever before. Maybe that's okay.
Okay, enough of Rosie. Let's step inside. From the boarding house to the lovely yellow house on the golf course. And there's the DOXX Report living area. My favorite, my only chair in front of the big screen TV. Now, it's a little misproportionate because I did the wide lens. We got comments. Okay, where's my mark? There's the Mark T. Well, that's the reason I look at percentages. I'll look at it once a week. Yeah, but I mean, you write it. An investor stays put. Mark T, a rough day in the market for me Friday. All of us, no panic though. Yeah, it's a tide, ebb and back and forth, ebb and flow. The tide's in, tide's out. But over time, you'll look back and you'll see, the shoreline was way back there at one time as you age. The one-trick pony, Darth Diggler, released the Epstein files. Why is Trump AG cutting deals with, what's she going to testify? I guess Maxwell. Who says she's cutting deals? I don't know. You'll never be happy, Dirk. You know that. Mark T says, keep her in Ireland. She said a lot of incredible things in that thing. It's just, it's not even worth responding. She did mention 2025. I still don't know what that is. Dr. Bob's Nightmare. Why are we watching this cow? Ooh, harsh words. Your first clip was volume match. Good work. It's hard. Hey, do you like Robert there? Colin, singing to Rosie? I thought that was pretty good. Justin Forge, Rosie O'Donnell. Dirk, I see what I told you. Now this is Dirk's own, he's a libtard. I heard him say that. He says, I'm a libtard. tard. Guess it fits. Says the woman from another country. And you know what? You can lose your citizenship. It is, let me grab that. That's not it. What did I do with it? Well, it's for treason. Let's go back. I got it here somewhere. I just asked Google treason. Here we go. In the United States, a citizen could commit treason in 2 steps. Article 3, Section 3, cough button. I'm not an attorney, and I don't play one on YouTube. Levying war against the United States, adhering to the enemies of the United States, giving them aid and comfort. So let's see. Encompasses a wide range of actions that benefit the enemy or weaken the United States, such as providing financial assistance, supplies. So there are ways that you can lose your citizenship. Treason. Okay, back to the comments. It was a joke. Let's see. None of these talking about him. Oh yeah, and she said Trump was always there. Clinton was there 28 times, but that doesn't matter. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. And none of these idiots talked about the Epstein files until Trump was elected, including Dirk. Ooh. Wow, the longest 10 minutes, and I didn't interrupt it. I gave her uninterrupted 10 minutes. Because I tried, it was tough to listen to, and I just had to sit back and let her say her piece. What a dummy, he says about Trump. He can't take away her citizenship. No, but she can lose it. Justin agrees. Correct, Darth. Do you like, do I got a, I'm not sure who she is. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh, it came right up. Oh, yes. I was thinking she was a woman from Georgia. For the most part, strong, powerful woman. Is she no, she's a U.S. representative. I think she's, out of Georgia. I don't really follow it that closely. All right, here's Dirk Diggler. He's the man who talked DOXX Report into improving his bedroom with the bedding. So I do have to read this. You should put some plants on that wall between your living room and the kitchen. Yes, that's a whole wall up there. That's true. But I am simple. I'm a simple man. Let's zoom in on that. And I did tell you it's whiskey a go-go, right? And there's the whiskey, Scotch up on top, upper right. I got to finish that black label. I got some Bunnahabhain 12-year, I'm not sure, and Highland Park. And I may open a new one. The one next to it is the Deanston. It's a virgin. But to open that, I got to get a key first. So let's zoom in. Well, there's a lot of things I should do. I want to get some artwork. But I just don't want to jam everything, clutter it up. I like it simple. When I run across it, when I run across something. Okay, let's see, did we get to all the comments? No. Why is Ireland is now our enemy? No, that's not the point. She's calling everybody to go out in the streets and interfere with ICE, right? Oh, I know you got a family and job, but you got to. What are you doing, Rosie? Why don't you come back and get in the street? She's not going to do that. What? No, Glenlivet 16? Okay, I'm being challenged on my holdings here, so I got to go to my whiskey file. Document keeper, whiskey, current inventory. I have Glenn Grant, 12-year-old. I have Glenn Levitt, 12-year-old. So I do have one bottle. I don't have the 16. That's for Canadian Justin Forge. It looks small. Believe me, it's bigger than. It's 55. It's a 55-inch. It's just the camera. I wanted to get as much of it in. All right, let's go outside. Let's go to from the boarding house. I'm sorry. From the boarding house. How do I get rid of this? To on the golf course. Now let's comments. Pavel, well, I don't think so. I'm sitting pretty close to it. Wait till I get my cataract surgery. It'll be. I was talking to a woman. 55 is a computer screen monitor size nowadays, says Pavel. I'm being shamed on my LED. What is it? It's not an LED. What the hell is it? It's a special brand. LG. What's the latest? OLED. It's an OLED television. So I'm talking to this woman from Tennessee. She, because she notices I wear sunglasses in the fitness center. She goes, "Yeah, it's so bright in here." She was misdiagnosed with macular degeneration, and she comes out here, and they told her, "No, you don't have that." Can you imagine? So I told her where I went for my eyes, and I was talking about I got to get I lost acuity in my left eye, and the guy did a double take, and he went back to the chart. He goes, "Oh, that's a cataract." So even though they tell you it's 20%, 30%, you start losing acuity. And now my left eye is no longer my main eye. It's the right eye, the what do they call it? The dominant eye. So and she says, now her husband had it done. She says, "Oh, that's easy peasy." Oh, really? Okay. I got my prescription sunglasses, but I guess I'm going to start looking for a doctor, and I'll get it done. Now, speaking of health, I got the RSV vaccination yesterday. I took the day off from the fitness center, and I'm going to get vaccinated today, and I don't want to be dragging in there. And so I made an appointment for 10 o'clock, and so I started I prepared for the show, for this stream, and then I thought, well, I'll do the wash. I didn't know it'd take so long to do the wash, so I got in there on time. But I called him the day before because I want the Pfizer vaccine. I'm not getting Moderna anything because they kind of screwed up the COVID one, so I'm not so there's 3 shots available. Pfizer's one of them, and the GSK, GlaxoSmithKline. They're both the old-fashioned viral antigens. Yeah, it's not the messenger RNA. Now Moderna makes the messenger RNA, so I'm going to stick with Pfizer because I told him I don't want, So he says, okay, but this is not COVID, and I understand that. But if they screwed that one up, they could screw this one up. So just give me the Pfizer. So I go online. Now this is what I like about the pharmacies nowadays. You go online. He already ran the claim, $328, but I got a zero copay because my Advantage plan covers it. So he was ready to go. So I got in there at 10, got the shot. He said, "Oh, it's going to be sore, But I'm thinking to myself, I'm sore all the time because I'm working out. I'm tearing the muscles every time I work out. So I did get extra sleepy though last night. I mean, I took a nap like at 5 in the afternoon. I just couldn't keep my eyes open. So he thanked me. He said, "It's a good thing you called in because he ran it. They got to reconstitute. It's in the fridge, and they got to mix 2 bottles." And then I got it. And I said, "Well, how long?" He said, "Well, we just got an email, and it's supposed to be like one and done." So even though, and I discussed it with my doctor, even though I got the pneumonia shots, that's for bacterial pneumonia. RSV is a common virus that causes pneumonia. So, if you offer me some prevention, I'll take it, right? Justin Ford, Glenn Levitt, 18. I got too many bottles now. I didn't want to look it up. I have too much as it is. I got to start drinking the better stuff, really. Do you have whiskey or whiskey? Do you have whiskey or whiskey in your cupboard? Whiskey or whiskey? I got single malt scotch in there. And a couple brandies and that kind of thing. Crown Royal Blackberry. That'll be for the holiday. Let's get rid of Rosie. She's staring at me. Get rid of that. Remove her from the studio. And in fact, I'm going to delete the MP4 file. There we go. It's gone. Let's see. What did I do this morning? Well, I had a purchase during the week. And it was this thing. A Timex Indiglo, 38 mil, and expandable band. And when I put it on, it was a bracelet. I could put my entire finger underneath the band. I mean, and I thought, well, if I can't get this sized, I'm going to have to wear like a bracelet flopping around, jingly jangly. So I thought, well, let's hit the road. I was getting hungry, so of course I went up to, you know where I went. Yeah, I went up here. Where are you? Where's Wawa? Yeah. So I ate up there, and then I ran over to the place where they get free batteries. And last time they sized the watch for me, they just said, "Oh, do a donation over there for the veterans." So I put in $5 or $10, but I brought in $10 this time. But first thing I asked him, because I thought I might get stuck with this thing and I won't be able to have it adjusted, because there's no way I would attempt to adjust this, to adjust the band. So I took it into him, and he goes, "Oh yeah, we can do that." Everybody takes their stuff over there. And he says, however, it's either 2 links or 4 links. We can't do 1 or 3. It has to be in numbers of 2. So I said, sure. And, if you haven't seen the Indiglo property, you got to check this out. Where is it? It's right here. Isn't that cool? I may run down the battery. Now, and I didn't know when I bought it if I had this one or this one. There's ones you can even leave it on longer. And that's called, what is that called? Let's see. So I got the top one. I got the, when you press and release, then you get like a couple seconds. The night mode, you can actually adjust it to go for 3 seconds, 3 hours, or 8 hours. I don't know why you'd want to keep it on for 8 hours. I remember I had one earlier in my early days in Las Vegas when I was fishing, because I could just hit the button when I'm night fishing. But that was a piece of garbage. I had to get rid of that. And I'm not going to buy another Timex. This so far has been really accurate, but I don't know if it's going to last a year or what. So I'm not buying another one until I get a dry run on this one. And then there's a Flix technology where you just bring now I got that on my Casio Mudmaster, so I'm in bed, I just swing it up to my face and it just lights up. And here is an example. I mean, look at the difference. So I wore it to bed last night, yeah, but it was like I say, I had to get the band adjusted. So I had the band adjusted, and I was showing him a $10 bill, and he goes, "That's 15." Oh, okay. So I said, "Let me go out," and I got a $5 in the car. As I was going outside, I said, "I bet," because I was waiting it wasn't done in a couple of minutes. It took time. And I said, "I'll bet that took you a while to do." And he goes, "Yeah, we don't like these. We don't like the expandable, bands to work on." So I brought in the $5 and thanked him, and it just fits perfect. And I'm in it now with the cost for the band adjustment. I'm in it a whopping, wait for it, $78. I do have that white Casio with the black dial, but this is just a nice casual watch. I don't leave the house without a watch. Sometimes I do, but then I regret it. And I also had another purchase. Oh, we got comments. I don't have any whiskey in the cupboard. No. I have it under lock and key. Blanca, what are the crime rates in the villages, docs? Any bother there? No, well, I tell you could have crime anywhere. But I live across the highway. I don't live in the villages, per se. I live in a gated community. And it's so quiet. And I have heard stories where people, if they put their golf cart in their driveway, they get stolen. They come by and pick it up. So just make sure, I make sure the garage door is shut. And I don't know what the crime, there's crime everywhere, but couldn't be as bad as Orlando, for heaven's sakes. On my YouTube channel, or on my YouTube Apple TV app, there's a news section where they have the local station, and they always give the worst story possible, like a child was killed by a pack of dogs, by some, I don't want to watch that stuff. It's so sad. And just some things that are just horrendous. And then I started watching these police body cams. I got to stop that. So now every time, and the algorithm knows I like that now, so they keep trying to sneak it back. I have to, block this channel. Do not recommend this channel. I'm done watching that stuff. Tap on the shoulder says, afternoon docs. Bart Sitten says, whiskey and whiskey are different. Oh, give me a break. Really? I don't believe you. Well, maybe they're right. It matters, it says. Oh, okay. For the most part, whiskey is used when referring for whiskeys made in the United States and Ireland. I do have an Ireland. I do have only one. I don't have any bourbons. I don't have any. No, I have Scotch, so it's got to be in Scotland, overseas. Whiskey, without the E, is Canada, Japan, Scotland. Okay, so I got Scotland. I don't think I have any American whiskeys. Unless you're talking, is that bourbon? Let me go back to my inventory. I do have one, let's see, I have looking here. I got an Ireland Yellow Spot. Now that's Irish whiskey. So I got an Irish, and I thought, yeah, the Sheg. So most of them are not. I don't think I have anything American. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you. Polanco, a nice watch, Docs. Have you ever thought about a one-and-done expensive piece? No. No such thing as a one-and-done. To me, watches are wardrobe. So I have a wardrobe of watches. I did own a Rolex Polar 2 and a 39 mil date just. Was it a date just? Or I just felt uncomfortable with them. I would rather wear this. I get as much enjoyment of this, in fact, more enjoyment, because I'm not worried about it. If I hit it on a grocery cart and I break it, it's $78. Not, $7,800 or $9,000 or $10,000. $15 to have but it was worth it. I didn't want to have that, it was going all over the place. Now it's nice and looks nice and fits perfect. Stephen L., one of the top international reporters in the Archieverse or the global watch community. Stephen L., hey, Doc. Hi, Docs. Have you seen your neighbor Reggie lately? No. Donnie and Reggie, no. No, I haven't. I don't know if they've been traveling or... No. I wish them well. They were instrumental of getting the DOXX Report set up here. Tap on the shoulder. I used to be a big fan of bourbon. I don't drink much anymore. A few times a year I will indulge. And that's not the only thing I purchased. I also purchased this. Bulova machine. I like it. I like the strap. It's silicone, and it's a little busy on the dial. And so I have to train myself, because if I want to see what time it is, I got to first find the hour hand. And then I go to this the second hand, which is the bottom circle. But it looks great. I enjoy it. You should see the loom on this thing. Isn't that cool? And that is the watch. But it's not something I wear to bed, because it doesn't have any light on its own. And I don't know how long the loom will last. But that's sporty. You know, I can wear it with a lot of fishing shirts. So I enjoy that. Got to spend my money somewhere. And let's see, I have padlocks. I've thinned that out. I have watches, I have knives, I have flashlights. So I added even to the flashlights. Excuse me, the knife collection. Here it is. Are you ready? The Kershaw Launch 21. I was going to round out my collection with getting another Benchmade, like a 940. Those things are so expensive now. They're coming out with an M390 one, and they want $300, $290. I mean, it's just crazy. And then the M4, you can get a jade, but I don't like the jade, the translucent jade Benchmade 940. So I'm just thought, so I kept looking. Let me give you the stats on this thing. Where am I going? Gear, knives, online purchases. And you got to know where to shop. That's part of the fun, getting the value, finding the deal, getting the deal. Kershaw, here it is. Auto, and it's an automatic. Where are the specs? Specs, here we go. Oh, by the way, on that last watch I showed you, it does have a sapphire crystal. This is flat dark earth anodized aluminum. It's like the 6061 aluminum. It's new. You can almost call it tactical. It's an automatic folder. Kershaw designed it. Drop point. Blade edge is plain. Has a push button automatic, like I said. It's reversible. It has a deep carry clip. USA design, prototype quality, and manufacture. It has a limited warranty. And it has CPM M4 steel, which is super tough. And the other one, I have a Launch 16, so I just thought it was a good match. And it was, guess what? It was half the price of a Benchmade 940. Half the price. Now that's value. That's bang for the buck. Good-looking Bulova. I like the colors. Yeah, that's what attracted me to it. It's bright orange, and it works with the blue. I can wear that, with blue. And it's a big watch. It's a sporty-looking watch. Just glancing at it, there's kind of a lot of distraction. Again, I have to train myself just to find that hour marker, hour hand first to see what time it is. And it's there's no Bluetooth or any of that stuff, or it's just it runs on a battery. A folding knife, or some of the old, like the pocket knives, you just open up and they don't lock. I'm not really into those. The tap on the shoulder. I just picked up a cool little knife from the James brand. Let's look that up. Premium I never heard of this. EDC tools and accessories. Knives and tools. Well, let's go take a look. modern, minimal, everyday carry. Well, okay, so far so good. Yeah, nice and clean. The Carter, $149. The Harden, no, that's something else. Let's check that out. What kind of steel? I'm into the super steels. I like, VG10. See, I wouldn't buy a VG10. I just wouldn't. That's me, though. And that's the Redstone. That is, see, I don't even want to look at the steel because at that price range, but see, I paid less than that and I got a Kershaw 21 M4 steel, automatic. But these are nice looking knives. Tap says yes, folding. DOXX, can you? The one that looks the best is the Launch 16, which is like aluminum and it's bright. But this particular one, Lex, can you post a link to the auto knife you bought? Okay, I can do that after the show, or you want it in the description right now. It's and you just shop around for it. Once you know what you want, then you go shopping. And there's all I can rattle you off. Well, I'll have to look. I'll rattle them off to you though. You got the bento box. That's mostly Spyderco. Smoky Mountain Knife Works, Knife Center, GP Knives, Blade Ops, Knife Ship Free, DLT Trading, Knife Works, Blade HQ, Cutlery Shop. So, and that's part of the fun. Looking for the deal. You just have to know when to stop. I can do that. I'll do that. Let me write that here. Let's see, Knife Link. Justin Ford says, I love my, if you learn how to flip it, the middle finger, that's a great knife. One and done, if you want to be one and done, you get a paramilitary too. That's like a Glock 19, really, in the knife world. Seems like everybody has one. Tap on the shoulder. I purchased one of their cool box cutters. Jib Jub Eyes purchased Spyderco for me as well. Bart Simpson. I like a car with knobs and button controls, touch screens, controls, require looking away from the road, thus unsafe. After the show. Okay. I'll put it in the comments or something. I know. In fact, I was looking at an automatic, okay, because I have I have 3 of this, 2 of these, so I was going to match it up with another Benchmade. And so I did find they have it's called the Claymore, but that was over $200, and it was like a polymer handle, which is really, that's not good, okay? I want G10 or aluminum, and it was like, and then the 940, I was going to go, because I got a bug out, a 20 CV steel, and that was kind of pricey, but, I got it. I can tell you what I paid for it. I think I got a deal on it. So, but the 940 was going to come out in M390 and M4, and that's $300. Half for that I got for this one. It is too pricey. Mark thanks me. Justin Forge, he flicks it with ease. I refuse to stick my fingers in the swing area, just me. You get cut. That's the reason I will never get it out the front automatic, because I know I'm clumsy. I know I could just see that going through the palm of my hand or something, or into my thigh. There's no way I would get that. Okay, let's continue with the show. Now, I did get a question last week on stock market pricing or expense ratios, okay? So I do have a response to that. So let's start with Fidelity. This is the S&P 500, the FXAIX. Expenses and fees. Expense ratio, 0.0 0.015%. That's nothing. And there's no fees to sell it or to purchase it. Now, I do have the Admiral funds. So I got in, cost me 10 grand to buy into it, and then I just keep adding ever since. But the time goes by. Why not be in a successful position in your life in your later years? It's worth it. Save now. So now we have and let's see what else I got here. Now this is for I got the same one. Why do I have two of the same? Don't ask me why. Well, it actually should be the total market. This is the total market index. I don't have the symbol with me, but it's the same thing. It's like a co-op. It doesn't cost anything hardly. Let's go to Vanguard. Now we have now this is a little higher, 0.04%. Average, which is, again, really nothing. And that's the VFIAX. So that would be the S&P 500 fund. And fund-specific fees, none. Family redemption fee, none. 12B1 fee, none. Now we have the total market index. Again, 0.04%. That's nothing. Purchase fee, none. Fund family redemption fee, none. 12B1 fee, none. It's great. Great. Let's go back to the boarding house, shall we? Okay, here is this is the actual dimension of it. So it's one of these, further in, it goes back further. It's got plenty of bedrooms. It was just a great opportunity for me. I was working in the summers. In fact, I can tell you what I was making. Let's go to, this is Salt Lake City, Utah. 82 to 86. I got there probably winter, summer of 82 or spring of 82, and I left in May of 86. So I have to go to, where's my Social Security? All right, slow down. Let's just take our time. Okay, I got a separate file for that. All right. Social Security earnings record. Okay, here's my earning record. So, now I started work in 1970 at 16. I made $737 that summer at the car wash. So let's go all the way up to 82. Now, I was driving full-time in 82, so I made $20,400. And then I got into, so I could save some money, and so you'll take a guess what I was paying for that room. Take a guess. And it never went up. The price never went up. So age 29, I made $24,000. That was my best year, really. So, and that was, I guess that was that 83? I was born in 54. Okay, now I start driving summers only. So at age 30, and I'm in school, I made $13,620. And then $15,000 the next year, $15,004. And then my final year, in the boarding house, $9,896. But I remember vividly that I had $15,000 in savings. I was a good saver. Dr. Bob has a CRKT dual lock with Tanto poker. I don't want to do that. Somebody will put a wig on my head. I got rid of a lot of stuff, a lot of photos, because I think it locked me into the past. It was like a spiritual thing. I just wanted to, this is where I came from. This is not who I am now or where I'm going. So I deleted a lot of stuff. If we're taking a trip down memory lane, why doesn't you show us a picture of of you in one of your buses with redactions? I don't want to do that. If you know your buses, when I started, I was in Denver. I was doing the ski charters, so it was an MC7. You can look that up. I think they were made in Pembina, North Dakota, and then when I got going, they became the MC8s, and at some point they got cruise control. That was kind of cool. But anyway, back to the boarding house. $125 a month. Can you believe that? You get towels, you get sheets. Yeah, you got a communal kitchen. You may run into a guy there, but we were friendly most of the time. I mean, I think all the time, or you wouldn't see anybody in the kitchen. And we had like little locks on our cupboards. I think that's where I learned how to lock up my liquor cabinet. Like maybe I still think I'm in the boarding house, even though you couldn't have it there. But it was just a great opportunity. And I have good memories of it. All right. I guess you're not interested in the boarding house. Oh, let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of it. There we go. How long have we been on? We've been on 1 hour and 8 minutes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You know what that means. What's today? It's Whiskey A Go-Go. And you know what that means? Playboard. Comments. Justin Forge, MCI. Yeah, it was an MCI bus. Had a plant in Winnipeg. They made buses for everyone. All right, I'm going to take a very short break here because I have been drinking water. So I will be right back. Okay, again, we're in at 1 hour, 10 minutes. It's time for the fan favorite, the subscriber favorite. That would be Playboard A Go-Go. The girls are ready. The band has finished their smoke. The girls are ready. All we need now is a disclosure from Tom. Tom, remind the audience, please. Hang on. Yeah, Tom?
Remember, you wanted this.
And I better turn it down because I think it's a little noisy too. Where did you go? Oh, you got to be kidding me. Don't tell me I lost Whiskey A Go or Playboard A Go-Go. No, I didn't. Here it is. Let's go, girls. Come on. Open the curtain. Oh, we got a new winner. Watch Nicholas. Last 7 days, he destroyed the 9-year-old and Timmy. $1,617. Yesterday revenue, he came in second, $312. There it is. Watch Nicholas. No wonder the 9-year-old banned him from his, channel. Doesn't want him over there. He's competition. These people are in competition for the money. Now, how do you explain a guy coming from that far behind? I think we got to go to an expert on winning. Let's listen to. I think I have to turn it up for him. Let's listen to Charlie.
It's like winning. I don't know, man. I was banging 7-gram rocks and finishing them because that's how I roll. I have one speed. I have one gear. Go. Because I'm me. I'm different. I just have a different constitution. I have a different brain. I have a different heart. I have a different, I get tiger blood, man. I'm too smart to blink, and I cured my brain. That's epic. The run I was on made Sinatra, Flynn, Jagger, Richards, all of them just look like, droopy-eyed, armless children. I expose people to magic. I expose them to something they're never otherwise going to see in their boring, normal lives. And I gave that to them. I may forget about them tomorrow, but they'll live with that memory for the rest of their lives. And that's a gift.
That's a gift, maybe. Watch Nicholas has the gift. So, you got some tiger blood in him to go from third to first. Any comments? All right, we'll come back to that. There are comments. Let's finish Playboard. All right, so who came in second? The 9-year-old for the 7-day revenue, $1,366. He won the day, though. He won Friday. Now, I took this July 4th, August 2nd. So yesterday would have been Friday. That's $340. For the 9-year-old, the Beast of Brisbane, leader of the cult of the living dead. That only leaves, who third place is, right? Tim Wright and Friends, Timmy Tin Cup, panhandling, trust-funded Marxist airport lounge scrounger, $822. Oh, he slipped quite a bit. And yesterday was $100. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your Playboard a go. There you have it. Comments. Let's see. Dr. Bob's Nightmare, what are your thoughts on the report that an earthquake weapon was used on the Russian subfleet? Please. That reminds me of the ray gun that was used on the ex-Venezuelan leader that gave him pancreatic cancer. No. You mean HARP? What is that? HARP, which stands for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, is a research facility in Alaska that studies the ionosphere, the electrically charged layer of the Earth's upper atmosphere, blah, 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 blah. You can look it up. Pavel, those are pro-uncle bribe chats on Watch Nicholas. Well, in this jungle environment, anything goes. So, but he still won. Maybe he's got that tiger blood, like Charlie Sheen, tiger blood. These are the pro-uncle bribe chats. Floodland, watch Nicholas raking it in since Uncle Curly has returned. And I think I saw him over on Uncle Curly's show too. I saw strange bedfellows back and forth. Floodland, it's interesting. AC3's total earnings listed there almost exactly matches his debt amounts. I think those total earnings were peaking their way in. Let's go look again. There he is. Upper right, $642,000. Wow. Watch Nicholas, but he had to restart his channel, 6,600. And Tim Wright, hey, he's pushing into 300 grand. You know how much they got of that left? Nothing. Debt, still in debt. I'm richer. When I was in the boarding house with $15,000 in my pocket, I had more money than any of them because it's net worth. Your assets minus your liabilities. All right, back to the golf course. Oh, I never gave you the weather. I'm sorry. 86 degrees Fahrenheit. It has cooled off, believe it or not. A little bit. 86 degrees Fahrenheit, that would be 30 degrees Celsius. Humidity 72%. Wind 10 kilometers per hour, that would be 6 miles per hour. And you got to check out my X. And again, a channel update. I am no longer simulcasting to X. I just don't. It's extra work, and it's like, and then they're chopping it off the back. They're not available on the back. So I'm just doing short clips. But you got the 9-year-old. Maybe I could show you this. I should show you this. Another comment. Okay, now since you bring it up, I wasn't going to talk about it, but you bring it up, and I think I'm in the news business, and Morty makes news. You know, I think he knows he's going to be talked about because I'll tell you in a minute. Was Morty's Diner admitted from the playboards for a reason? I can only look up 3, so I rotate them. But now that Watch Nicholas is back, really, JJ's Watch Hangout or Morty, they're not touching what he's making. These 3 are making. These are the top earners. But Morty's Diner, I did become a member over there. You're in the Morty's Diner community as a chopped liver sandwich member, but don't treat me like chopped liver. You've unlocked access to special perks, blah, 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 blah. But then, as soon as I do that, he took down his comment. This channel doesn't have any content. What? So I did shoot him an email, and he gave me a courtesy reply, and I think he said something to the effect of he's doing channel maintenance. I don't know why you have to take everything down or hide everything to do channel maintenance. He'll be back up in 2 or 3 days. Thanks for asking. So he's around. But I did stop my membership. I'll renew it. If he comes back, I'll renew it. But I'm not going to be paying him not to stream, right? Well, no, he's doing channel. I just read you what he sent me. I mean, I have it up on X. I was going to talk about my. Mookie's here, Morty in hiding. But. I mean, why wouldn't you leave your content? I don't understand. You know, he's got a group of people working, or I don't even want to call them interns or board of directors or staff at the diner that he's got graphics, done a pretty good job on the graphics. So if they tell him remove everything, we got to do maintenance. Okay. Mookie big earners. Well, they are the 3 big earners. I looked at some of the other ones, O'Sheen, O'Malley, and wasn't that much. Well, no. He did not delete them. He did hide them. You can do that on YouTube. You can hide your material if you want to. Let's say you're going out of town and you just don't want to be bothered with. But you would think a celebrity of his stature on YouTube, he would just put out a note or have a press agent. He should really have a press agent. Because I was like, in fact, let's go over that channel. Let's go look at these. I won't show it to you, but I'm gonna go check out his channel because maybe he put everything back. And I know I'm in the breaking news business, and I want to get it right. Morty's Diner. Okay, there it is. Morty's Diner. Yeah, there's nothing there. Now, if you click on posts, he left one post up, and I think it was Dr. Bob. Yeah, Dr. Bob said, Morty, come back. That was a day ago. So it's like, why wouldn't you post something like, I'm just doing maintenance, I will be back, but he won't. And then Morty gave it a love symbol on it. And then here's Breitling, taking a break is never a bad thing. Looking forward to your return, hope all is well. Yeah, he doesn't tell anybody anything. He's a celebrity. He should have a press agent of some kind. Big Earners says, must be hiding something. Who's hiding? I'm hiding? Morty's in hiding. Who's hiding? Must be hiding something. All right, have I covered everything? Oh, guess what I'm doing for Wednesday? I got it on my list of things to do. I'm going to Costco, opens at 9 a.m. in the Villages, baby. So I bought a membership online, so I guess I got to take it over with a barcode, and they're going to be giving me, take my photo. Now, I didn't get the star membership. I got the lower membership. So if you get the top membership, you can go there at 9, but I'm not going to go there that often. But I'm going to check it out. I know their deli was pretty good in Las Vegas. Even their hot dogs, that area, they made the best turkey sandwich. A melted turkey, and the pizzas are not bad. But the deli, and the Christmas time, they make chocolate back there, so that's going to be interesting. I miss some of that. So I'll be doing that Wednesday. And let's see what else. We did 1 hour, 25 minutes. I showed you the boarding house. I mean, that was a blessing. It really was. $125 a month. And, there was a YMCA up around the corner. Let's go back to that. There was like a couple blocks away, there was they would call it a Skaggs. It's like, I don't know, they have Skaggs out here. Osco Drug, and they had other things in there. And then I could go to the YMCA, walk around the corner. And it was great. That's the most fun I've had as far as athletics go. I could go up there, do my hour and a half of weight training and stomach and, stretching. And then I'd go into the basketball court, and the guys from the Naval Reserve were there, and we'd play half-court basketball. Oh, that was so much fun. And I was 30 years old, and I could jump, block shots. I wasn't much of a dribbler, but I could shoot. I was accurate, and I could do defense. I could do rebounds. And then I would just collapse. Because once you're on the extra board with Greyhound, you when it gets busy, you're 8 hours off, and then you're back on the road. So and that's how you make your money, is driving. You don't want to go out of town for 3 days. You want to be on the road and get back. So you want to loop. So the best run was going to Elko and back, because you made $200+ and you're home and you're back on the board. So I enjoyed it. I mean, it was great. Mark liked the playboard. DOXX, your money wasted. Thanks, you're welcome. Dr. Bob Nightmare, the Costco optometrist is top notch. I have a 2016 corrected vision. 2016? Really? It sounds like Tiger Woods. Maybe he had some surgery. I don't know. No, Marshall is not invested in anything. He's got issues. But he was, well, good-natured. I wonder if Marshall invested in the S&P. No, he's not. He always wore a blue jumpsuit, and his room was right there in front on the right, and mine was on the left. He was room number 1. I was room number 2. I think that's where I learned to make the bed, and I would leave her a check. Got new sheets, clean sheets, and towels every week. I don't remember handing her the money. Tommy, justice for Mortimer. Again, if you're going to do maintenance, just tell everybody so people don't talk about you. But you got to check out my X account because I'm only going to put up short clips. And you can see Rosie O'Donnell, 1984, her debut on Star Search. And also the latest from the 9-year-old. I don't have to show you this, but he puts out a 3-minute promo. He wants to help you. Can you imagine that? Taking advice from this guy? And what's underneath there? What else do I have? I got Epstein ban. Let's see. I got an Epstein thing up there. And more of the trade deal. Okay. Hey, he held the job. That's right. He did. You will never find another place like this. Once she at one time made meals in there. She would cook, but that was before I got there. That must have been in the 70s. But $125 a month, never went up. It was, for me, I had a phone put in so I could take phone calls from the bus depot to go to work. At least Marshall held a job, unlike most of our streamers. Yeah, if you want, that's so sad, because America's going to be doing well. You got all this all these jobs are going to be coming open, but how are you going to improve your life if you're not working? That's your biggest moneymaker. It's not Bitcoin. It's not baseball cards. It's not watches. It's not collectibles. You've got to get a job and just sock it away, especially if you're in your 30s, or 40s or 50s even. At some point, you're going to wake up and you're going to be old, the way it goes. 1 hour, 29 minutes. What else? Have I got everything? I think I showed everything. And I will be having a drink, whiskey a go-go. And this is all single. This is Scotch. I got some Irish whiskey just to try it. And some brandy, of course, but just one. I showed you my new watches. There's one. There's the Timex. It's great. Indiglo and the Bulova Kershaw Launch 21 CPM M4 automatic. Half the price of a Benchmade 940. Okay. Well, let's get rid of that. Should be here next week. It's coming from out west. AD never calling. Trump squeezed Canada a little more, but Carney wants to play tough. That's the mistake. He's got no cards. Just going to cost them more in the long. That's how you destroy a country. Just do what Canada does. You have liberal policies. Keep your riches in the ground. No jobs, open borders, immigration out of control. It's just a mess. And I think the Western Canada is gonna declare their own. I don't know if they're gonna become a state, but they're gonna. They have legal. They have laws on the book where they can secession from Canada. Canada is going to cease to be. I don't own any. I don't know if I'd get them. Dr. Bob Nightmare, what do you think of ceramic blades? They break. Now, I was interested in Damascus steel at one time. I was looking at it. I thought, well, that's pretty cool, but there's no rust resistance whatsoever. So this thing is Cerakoted because no rust on the black part of it. You may get some on the edge, but you just put a little oil on it. It's not a stainless per se. But the value, this is great value. And I like to buy new stuff, really. Why would you want to bring a knife onto the airline? I think a certain size blade you can, but I don't know. Great for evading airport security. Oh, God. Mike is an expert on knives. I believe he said he works for Baco. Canada has great lumber. Well, okay, then they don't need us. They keep complaining. They keep going after Trump. Like, who's that Premier Ford? This guy should just shut his pie hole. He's making $300,000 a year. He's not even in touch with Canadians, and he's there playing. Be tough. We got to be tough on these guys. No, do a deal. Mexico at least is working with the. Trump. He lets his negotiators do it. He was the closer. He went to Europe, and I have it up on X when he was sitting down with what's her name, Ursula von der Leyen. He told her in the world, he says, we're going to be in there. He says, he told the press, you're going to have an answer in an hour. It's not going to take that long. So he just told her and everybody else, I'm giving you an hour, and then I walk out. And then you do what you have to do. He said that right on, I got the clip. So he's the closer. Carney's not going to get a hold of Trump. You got to give us something up. You got to, or enjoy the 35% tariffs. It's terrible. It's terrible for the Canadians, but they voted this Liberal Party in, so okay. Remember, you can't blame anybody else. Tom, what do you got to tell the Canadians?
Remember, you wanted this.
Yeah, you wanted this. He was your guy. Trudeau, right into Carney. Or maybe Mike worked for another brand. Mike worked for Ginzu Knives. Oh, they don't have to sell it to us. Let us sell it to the Chinese. I don't know. McLovin, stop buying Canadian oil and potash if you don't need. Well, here's the problem. You're Alberta and you got all this oil and gas. You can't move it anywhere. The easiest way is to go south with it. British Columbia doesn't want any pipelines. Quebec doesn't want any pipelines. So how you got to move it? So I don't think that's going away. All right, 1 hour, 35 minutes, the DOXX Report. Thank you.
We gotta go for. Will not tolerate infestation.